Okay, we're going to make some final adjustments before we actually start spraying the finish. First, check your tuner holes and make sure that your tuners will fit in there. As you can see, mine need a little bit of adjustment. The bottom of the shaft on those tuners kind of flares out, and it's a little larger than what I have drilled. So I'm just taking a round rasp and just sort of sanding that down until they fit. Now you see you can press them in flush. And then just go around and do all 6 holes. Next I'm going to take a ruler and measure from the bottom of the nut down to the bridge and mark the location of the bridge. Now I want this to be pretty exact. That's why I'm using a better ruler, even though it's a little smaller. A regular yardstick or a meter stick just isn't quite as accurate as I want to be with this. Because I have my mark here where the bridge is going to be. This is the center of the bridge. I'm just going to take a right triangle and go off the center line and draw a line across perpendicular to the center line. And I'm just going to draw a line to emphasize where the center line is, just so you can see it on camera. And now the manufacturer or whoever you purchased your bridge from should have a specification giving you the dimensions and the spacing of the holes for the posts. And be careful with these measurements. You want these as accurate as you possibly can. Now making this base side line a little lower because there's going to be an offset there. And we'll mark the depth of that offset. And then I'm going to take the actual bridge and just double check that those holes are centered and where they should be. And now I'm going to repeat this process and locate the center of the stop tailpiece. And also note, if you're putting a Bigsby vibrato or other type of tailpiece on other than what I'm showing here, make sure you need these holes. Like on a Bigsby, you won't be doing the holes I'm doing right now. There's our finished marks. And I'm just going to double check it one more time. Like I said, the location of these holes is pretty critical. Just make sure everything's lined up good, that you've got that offset to your bridge. Okay, now we're going to drill out the holes for the post to fit into. Now, you want one drill bit that's the size of that shaft, but there's actually a little rim at the top that I want flush with the body, so I'm going to drill a little larger hole to fit it. I'm going to start with that, and I'm using a spade bit with a brad point on it so that I'll still know where the center of that hole is. And drill down just a little bit and check to make sure that that rim is going to sit flush with the top of the body. And then adjust it as you need to. And then do the same on the other side. Now, if the posts for the bridge and the stop tailpiece are the same size, you can go ahead and do all 4 holes at once. And now I'm going to do the hole for the shaft of that post. Just going to make a little depth stop here. Making it so that the shaft will fit all the way in. And then I can still use the hole in the center as a guide. Just be careful and make sure you don't get off that mark any at all. Just make sure that this smaller hole stays centered within the larger hole. And you can see how it's going to fit in there. And then I want to drill the same holes on the stop tailpiece. Again, make sure that the shafts are the same if you're using the same drill bits. There's a chance they could be different depending on the manufacturer. And now I'm just going to do one last check and make sure that they line up and everything fits.